Supreme Lord, eternal truth, let us obey thee alone and live according to truth. परमोच प्रभु सत्यम नित्यतमेव केवलम अनुवर्तामहे सत्यम अनुजीवम केवलम ओं शांति शांति शांति. Om Sri Aurobindo Mira is my refuge. Good morning, Namaste, Vande Mataram, welcome all of you. The topic we are going to discuss today on mantra. Very interesting topic. Of course, initially, we have done one discussion on mantra. Today it will be the mantra part 2. So the topic of this morning's discussion will be on mantra part 2. Om is the mantra. Om, the great ascending word. We have already heard. And Sri Aurobindo Savitri, we have known Sri Aurobindo's magnum opus Savitri. Mother quotes on it. Once Mother had a conversation, had a instruction to Mona Sarkar. So Mother said to Mona Sarkar, each verse of Savitri is like a revealed mantra. So this was the Mother's version. It was verse to Mona Sarkar. And the Sri Aurobindo course, almost we will discuss everything today on Sri Aurobindo's philosophies and Sri Aurobindo's writings on this mantra. Mantra has a great effect on the body. As when the mantra sinks into the yoga's ear, its message enters, tiring the blind brain. So thing is that it has to enter inside. It has to stir the brain. It has to touch the each and every circles, chakras of the body. Then reverseward in the reverse way, it has to come or turn up, and it will act so that this mantra will have a full impact on the body. And once Surendra Johar, of course, asked for a mantra to the mother in the playground by touching her feet, and mother said, "This is ma ma ma." So before sleeping 10 minutes and after getting up from the bed 10 minutes to make the japa of a mantra ma 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 regularly. And with the consistent attempt, if it is continuing, then the effect will be, the process will be the more effective. Still in the course, the japa is usually successful only on the one of the two conditions. Mother gives Sri Aurobindo quotes two conditions. Of course, there is also a third we will discuss after this one. It is if it is repeated with the sense of significance, a dwelling of something in the mind on the nature, power, beauty, attraction of the Godhead. It signifies and to bring into the consciousness. So that is the mental way. Sri Aurobindo quotes, it is the mental way. The thing is that it is repeated with the sense of significance, dwelling of something in the mind on the nature, power, beauty, attraction of the Godhead. It signifies, and it is to bring into the consciousness. That is the mental way, first condition. If it comes up from the heart or rings in it with a certain sense or feeling of bhakti, that is the second one. That is emotional way, making it alive. That is the emotional way. So either the mind or vital has to give it support or sustenance, either mind or vital. But if it makes the mind dry and vital restless, if it is done anyway, it must be missing this support and the sustenance. So if this is not supporting, then it is my vital is restless or mind is not supporting properly, dry. That condition it will not act. So there is needed the requirement of the third way, the reliance on the power of the mantra or name in itself. Then one has to go until the power is sufficiently impressed in its vibration on the inner being to make it the given a moment suddenly open to the presence of the truth. So this is the third way we have to rely. One is the mental way, one is vital way, third is on reliance on the same word. It has to be done. Then still in the course again, after a little bit, to spend all the energy in japa or meditation is a strain continuously, it brings a strain, which even those who are accustomed to successful meditation find it difficult to maintain. That strain, and that is a difficult strain, it creates strains. Unless in periods when there is an uninterrupted flow of the experience from above, it is the strain is, is difficult to be eradicated. Against here in the course, Om is the mantra, the expressive sound symbol of the Brahman consciousness in its four domains, from the Turiya to the external or material plane. So, what about the function of mantra? Om is the mantra here in that's quoted many times. Also, we have quoted Om. So, that is that connects solar and lunar power. The function of a mantra is to create vibration in the inner consciousness that will prepare it for the realization of what the mantra symbolizes and supposed indeed to carry within itself. So, it has to create a vibration in the inner consciousness. The mantra Om should be therefore lead to the words of opening the consciousness to the sight and feeling of the one consciousness in all material things. Opening of the one consciousness in all in material things. In the inner being and in the supraphysical worlds, in the causal plane above now superconscient to us, and finally the supreme liberated transcendence above all the cosmic existence. The last, finally, is usually the main preoccupation with which one is uses the mantra. So, if a mantra is found helpful for that, one uses it. So, Om, if rightly used, still in the course, this is a great ascending word, not mechanically, rightly used, might very will help the opening towards and outwards cosmic consciousness as well as the descent. Recently, we have discussed experiences of this cosmic consciousness in, of course, in couple of classes. As a rule, in the course, the mantra used in the sadhana is that of the mother. In our integral yoga, we are quoting the name mother, ma, 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 ma. Of course, I have already quoted the mantra given to Surendra Jahar, and another message given by your mother. If something wrong happens, then sit and repeat my name, the mother, mother, ma, 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 ma. And mother, of course, again repeats. If it is a continuous process, then the presence becomes more effective. So, my name and mother, it can be simultaneously taken for the better result. And of course, mother's name is enough. That's what mother says. Sure in the course. So, the name is the foundation of eternity. Even when Sri Aurobindo was crossing the subconscient, he could feel that the name, the great name, pass or pass slowly on the heavenly route, a prayer upon his lips and a great name. So the prayer and a great name on the face, and he was crossing the subconscient. Already we have seen, had also number of times. The concentration in the heart and concentration in the head can both be used as it has its own result. The first, head, the first opens the psychic being and brings bhakti, love, and union to the mother. Her presence within the heart and the action of her force in the nature. This is the initial work of the mantra when we are chanting ma ma ma. The other opens, the second one, the very interesting first one is on heart. That is the thing we have discussed, that when it is opened, brings the bhakti and union with the mother. Her presence within the heart and action of the force in the nature. The second one, concentration in the head, what we are doing, that opens the mind to self-realization, to the consciousness of what is above mind, to the ascent of the consciousness out of the body, and the descent of the higher consciousness into the body. That is what simultaneously done. Then the name of the divine is usually called in for protection. For protection, the name of the divine it is called upon. For the adoration, for increase of bhakti, for the opening of the inner consciousness, for the realization of the divine in that aspect, the name of the God must be called for. As far as it is necessary to work in the subconscious, for that, the name must be effective there. in any name, any form. Everything is useful if there is consecration in it. So there must be consecration, the net protection will be there. Namajap has a great power in it, Sri Aurobindo has quoted already. Whatever name is called, the power that answers to the mother, answer is the mother. Each name indicates a certain aspect of the divine and is limited in that aspect. Mother's power is universal. Everything, every divine, every form, every name we are calling, it has got its impact. It has got its power and energy. But mother's power, it is. But the thing is that it is limited. But here in the quotes, the mother's power and name that is universal. So, pranayam is a very useful thing during the course, but if done haphazardly, it will lead to the raising of obstructions and even the extreme cases of illness in the body. So, it must be done in the proper word, in the proper time, the right attitude, not in the haphazard way. Then Sri Aurobindo quotes, of course, the power of Gayatri. Om bhurvuvassoh tassavitruvaranya bharga devasya dhimoi dhiyo yena prachadayat. Sri Aurobindo has also changed its version to integral, our suitable to our purpose. The power of Gayatri is the light of the divine truth. It is a mantra of knowledge. Sri Aurobindo quotes, it is a mantra of knowledge. Gayatri mantra is a mantra for bringing the light of truth into the all planes of the being. Then it is not necessary to give up Gayatri Japa or the process which you are going to following at present. Concentration is the heart, in the heart is one of the method. Concentration in the head above is the another. Both are included in this yoga, in this integral yoga. Whichever you find easiest and most neutral. But thing is that still here in the course, better will be to concentrate in the heart lotus, and feel the presence of the divine power in the heart to become aware of one's soul or psychic being, which is the portion of the divine. The object of concentration, the object, I mean the quotes here, is in the head is to raise the divine consciousness and to bring down the light of the mother and her force and ananda into the centers. This movement is ascent, and the descent is implied to the process of your japa, and that is not there, therefore necessary to renounce it. Now, ascent and descent both are required, so you should not, of course, reject it, renounce it. Then here in the quotes, this Pranava Yoga is supposed to have a force in its own, although the force can't fully work without the meditation on the meaning. So it has to be done. But my experience is that here in the course, no invariable rule, that most depends upon the consciousness and power of the response of the sadhaka mainly. With some it has no effect. With some it has a rapid and powerful effect. Even without meditation. For others, meditation is necessary. Among with it, the meditation is also required. The verses of Gita can be used of yoga. If the object is to realize the truth, that version is contained in them, so it can be done. The coherent summary of the Gita's teaching cannot be easily put together by putting together some verses, but that is not necessary for the purpose of this kind. So it can be, of course, I don't know how far it fulfills, but thing is that you have to be very vigilant. When one repeats a mantra regularly, very often it began to repeat itself within, which means that it is taken up by the inner being. In that way, it is more effective during the course. And finally, it is your in this version. Naturally, whatever name one consecrates will repeat itself if any does. Then calling the mother in sleep is not necessarily a repetition. It is an inner being that often calls to her on difficulty or need. Then I will come to the concluding portion here. Mantra come to the people in as a meditation. You can meditate. The Rishi Sadhats also they were doing. We can do it.